Oh, yeah. That's good coffee right there. That's good coffee right there. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Vacation Station TV, your virtual getaway. And I'm right here in Pigeon Forge. Look what they're doing to the old fire department. They're redoing it, knocking it down, and rebuilding it. I bet it's going to be better than ever. It's going to be cool. I can't wait to see it. So, I'm back. And I want to start the show off. In fact, the last show you probably saw, I was in the hospital, right? I had my 6th heart attack. 6, count them 6. Whoa. My boss says you got 3 left. 3 left. But never said what the time frame was for those last 3, right? I'm feeling great. If you want to know, I'm out and about. I was out and about. I couldn't wait. As soon as they were done with me, I was looking for my keys. I wanted out. I felt great after they took care of the damage. Made it to the hospital. I had to go to Knoxville. I would never, and this is just my opinion, as far as heart conditions go, I go to where the best is. Because being I've had so many of these things, I want the best doctors. I want to know that they know what they're doing before they start rummaging around in my chest. You know what I'm saying? And I highly recommend that you go to UT or Fort Sanders. I went to Fort Sanders because that's where I went before, and it's a great hospital. It's right in Knoxville, right next to UT. Great people, super people. Doctors know what the hell they're doing. The cool thing is those doctors are from UT. They just go back and forth. That's what they do. They go to all these hospitals, and when you have a specialist, they do special things. So I made sure that I had a specialist. I didn't have Vinny Boombot's heart operating and pizza van on the side of the road. You get what you pay for, guys and ladies. So, got there, and I would say in an hour's time, from the time I was admitted to the time I got into my room, I was already on the table. And they did the magic that they do, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. See that little red mark on my wrist? Can you see that little red mark? That's where they went in. That's where they went in with the catheter. You know, the days are gone for the most part that they go in your groin. They used to, no matter what, they would go in your groin, which is very shocking to your system. You would have to rehabilitate, you would have to convalesce, and those days they try to go in your wrist now, and that's what they did with me. All the times I've gone in, they've gone in the wrist. And if it took 20 minutes, it took a lot. Between 15 and 20 minutes. I was awake for the whole thing. I didn't need any anesthesia or anything like that. It's painless. They weren't opening me up, and I made that real clear. I said, you are not opening me up. You're not putting a zipper on my chest. I don't care what you got to do. You go where you got to go and take care of what you got to take care of. And the guy understood. He says, no, we refrain from doing that anymore unless it's absolutely necessary. Sometimes you need a heart valve replacement, or you need a new heart, or whatever, you know. But they refrain from doing that because it's not good for the body. When you shock the body, that's an invasive procedure, and it really affects your lifespan and your health. It just is not the best way to go. If you have an old doctor, not that they're bad, but they'll want to go in, open you up, crack your ribs, and do all that stuff, go find another doctor, okay? I highly recommend it. Find a younger doctor that has the latest and the greatest techniques, the knowledge of today, and sometimes you got to get away from the old guys because they have habits. You know, they just want to do what they do. You know, they want to get paid and they want to go play golf. And my guy was top notch. And when it comes to your heart, you don't scrimp on what the cost is, even though it doesn't cost me anything. And you do what they tell you to do. So I was laying there. They take me into my room, out of my room from the bed that I was on, which has wheels, and they wheeled me into the operating room and placed me on another table and proceeded to strip me down. That's right. I was naked to the world. And like I told them, you're not going to see anything you haven't seen before, and it's kind of cold in here, as you can tell. And they chuckled at that because they keep it cold. Operating rooms have to be cold. That's for bacteria infections and things like that. Bacteria infections can't dwell in cold. Heat makes them move quicker. So I'm on the table, and they start setting me up and doing all that stuff, and then I'm getting all ready. I got to put down the sun visor. Sorry, it's in my eyes. And in comes Helga. Helga, the nurse from wherever she comes from, and she goes, "I'm a foreign in your country. I will help you get better." And she proceeds to take out a straight edge razor, grabs a hole in my junk, and starts. You know, in the strap, the straight edge razor and the strap, she went to town. She went down to town. She went down to Southtown. And because this is for the hinterland. And oh my Lord, you know, I go, whoa, I thought we were going in the arm. You know, she says, "This is just a precaution. I'm a stranger in your country." And oh man, what the hell happened here? So she proceeded to eradicate some fuzz that was on one side of my Big Jim and the Twins. So here it is. I'm going, this looks, you couldn't like give me a manicure, you know, if you're going to do it right, you know, you might as well groom me while you're there. I mean, you're already there. You know what? You're already there. You might as well make it look good. Oh, God. So they did that, but no, they didn't need to go down there. The doctor and his partner there, they were chuckling the whole time, because you know how I am. Chuckling the whole time they're doing this procedure, because I'm going on and I'm rattling on and on. I'm having a good time. And then all of a sudden my chest started to hurt. It really started to hurt again. Because on my trip, once again, I'm going to go back in time. On my trip up there, I took a couple of nitroglycerin because my chest was bothering me when I picked up Miss Marie at the coaster, and I started feeling that feeling. And for those of you that have had this happen before, you know the feeling. It's unmistakably your heart telling you there's an issue. You go, "Hey, Sparky, you better do something here because something ain't right." So I popped in 2 of those bad boys. Boy, that lights you up. 2 of those nitros, they lit me up, and the pain stopped. That was good. So then I got to the hospital, and then, of course, let's go back in time again. And I told the nurse, I said, "It's starting to hurt a lot. It's starting to hurt a lot." And she said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." And lickety split, she put something in my feeder tube, and 5 seconds later, calm. I could have done my own operating on myself. And stretching out this wire that goes in your arm, like I said, that wrist, on the wrist there. Now you can't see it because of the sun. There, that little tiny spot you see, that's where they went in, and I could watch every bit of that. Every bit of that was on 6 TV screens. Very cool. It was exciting for me, and I told the guy, I go, "This is good." And I said to the doctor, I said, "It looks like you've done this a few times." And he looked at me, he goes, "Yeah, just a couple." And he said, "How you feel?" I said, "I feel great. I'm all right. Let's get on with this. I want to see where it's going to go." He says, "All right, hold on." And he pushing this thing through my arm, and I could see it in my arm. I could see the vessels. I could see this thing going through, and it looked like a little rotor-rooter. It was very cool. And it was cleaning my all the veins it was traveling through. And I had found out that had happened after the last time I had one of these things done. They had mentioned to me that there was some blockage down on the I think it's LDC, lower something. It's the valve that pushes the blood out, not the valve that pushes the blood in. And he goes, it's pretty well blocked. He goes, it's really blocked. He goes, okay. And he turned on that rotor-rooter thing there, just like the rotor-rooter you use for a plumber. Very similar, very, very similar. And that thing was just chewing up and eating up stuff and sucking it up and cleaning. And then they put the stent in, which when they release it, it opens up the artery, so that, because when you take out the plaque in the artery, it would collapse because it's been stretching for so long, filling up. It's like a clogged drain, only the drain gives. It gets bigger and it gets smaller, but it also clogs. And so they put that stent in, it holds it open. He pulled that thing out, and I saw it go through my whole body into my heart, right? I could see my heart, the inside of my heart, and I have a good heart. I have a good heart. And speaking of that, the doctor even said, he said, man, you do have a good heart. He goes, that thing is pumping hard and powerful. He goes, it's going to take a lot to kill you, son. I said, good, I like to know that. Because earlier, other doctors, they said, you should have been dead by now. Not many people have 6 heart attacks and survive. And so I was happy about that. I have a good heart. I guess I come from good stock. And so they put all that good old stuff in there. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes at the most. And they pulled that out, put a little Band-Aid over that hole, that little tiny hole. They put a little Band-Aid over it. And I thought they'd give me like a Hello Kitty Band-Aid. That would have been nice, or I don't know, something fun and cute, but it was just a Band-Aid. And they wheeled me back to my room. As I'm ready to go, where are my keys? He goes, you're not going anywhere. I said, well, I'm feeling great. He goes, I'm sure you are, because when we were done, my blood pressure was very high. I vaguely remember that it was like 195 when I went in there over whatever. It was very high. My heart was pumping hard to get things going. It was keeping me alive. That thing that the body does to stay alive. And so he had said, as soon as we unblocked that, your blood pressure went down to 114/72. He goes, that's the blood pressure of a teenager. He goes, you're 70 years old. I said, yeah. He goes, that's just not normally seen. He just looked at me. He says, you got a really good heart. And I said, well, thank you, sir, and I appreciate you too, and I love you too, and I'll have your love child now and all that. And of course he laughed at that. And another cool thing is they played my favorite rock music through the whole thing. I didn't ask them for anything, but in the operating room, they were playing all my favorite 70s and 80s music. How cool was that? They weren't playing like dirge or funeral music. I was rocking in the operating room. I was enjoying that a lot. My toes are tapping. I'm enjoying, and they got me out. And Helga asked me for a date. I'm a stranger in your country. I have no man. I'm married, ma'am. Married to a beautiful wife. And speaking of my beautiful wife, she stayed with me the whole time. I was there 4 days. And she stayed with me the whole time. Didn't ask to leave or anything. And every time that I've been in and she's been there, she stays. She stays right there in the room with me. And she's very protective of me. She doesn't like the nurses touching me. So if there was, a hot nurse in there, she wasn't going to get anywhere near me. I'm telling you right now, Miss Marie, she loves her man. There's no doubt about it. And she would ninja the crap out of them if they tried anything. So after I get back into my room, the first thing I want to do, take a shower. Oh yeah, I'm a shower person. I love to be clean. You've heard it before, I take nothing less than 2 showers a day. On hot summer days, 3, maybe even 4. That's just the way I am. I'm clean, very, very clean. It's something I've always done, just the way I am. Time for a break. By the way, Weagle Weigels has a new Christmas blend coffee, and it's so delicious. So I get back to my room, and they come in, they check you again, they put a heart monitor on you, they got wires hanging all over you. I mean, I got I was all tangled up in all these wires and tubes and all this. I said, is this really necessary? Do we really need to do this? I feel good. I'm ready to go. So, they go, yeah, you got to stay here a while. And the doctor came in. He goes, you got to stay here. We got to monitor you, make sure nothing happens. I go, Doc, nothing's going to happen. I've been down this road before. I've traveled this road many times. And I would let you know if there was something that wasn't right. He goes, I know, but it's policy. We got to do this. I said, all right. So I'm just laying there and doing my thing. That's when I did that video for you guys. I think I did a couple of videos for it. I was bored to tears. And the food sucked, as it does in any hospital, because they put you on a heart-healthy diet. Heart healthy. No, it's not stomach healthy. It may be heart healthy, but it's not stomach healthy. It was no better than a high school cafeteria lunch. But thank God Miss Marie, as she is, and Miss Marie, God bless her. God bless you. She likes to discover things. She's one of those people. She wants to know what's around that corner, that next corner. So she started wandering around the hospital, which is what Marie does wherever we go. That's why if we go to the mall, I've got to watch her really carefully, because she'll be next to me and then she'll be gone. I'll look around and, oh no, what happened now? And she sees like a bright, shiny object. She just veers off. And she goes, what is that over there? And so I go, where you been? I'm here, I'm dying. I had a heart attack. And she goes, oh, you'll never guess what I found. I go, what'd you find? She goes, they got a cafeteria down there. I go, really? And she came up with this, for herself, of course. She came up with a chicken salad croissant. Oh, man, that's like one of my favorites. Chicken salad croissants. So I said, this is cool. Because they come in right away after you come out of the operating room. What would you like for dinner? What would you like for breakfast? And you go, well, what are my options? And they go, this. I go, you got a picture? Do you have a menu? I could look at the picture of what I'm getting here? Oh, no, and I made the mistake the first day of ordering just because I was being polite. And what came in was what was allegedly a Salisbury steak. It was molded. Not moldy. It was molded. It was like it was supposed to look like a rib or something. Like a McRib. That's molded. It's not real. I don't think there's any pork in that thing. And I took one bite and I go, oh, this is really bad food. And I said, oh, I'm not going to like being here for a couple of days or whatever they're going to keep me here for. I'm going to switch this over. I'm in Gatlinburg now, and I want you to see this because I'm in Gatlinburg, and I know you love Gatlinburg. So I undo myself. I get myself untangled from the web of wires and tubes that were all over me. I couldn't believe all the tubes and wires. And I'm starting the other camera. I'm going to count it down, so please be forgiving. Camera 2 coming down in 3, in 2, in 1. Okay, it's moving, and I got speed. And it doesn't look all that crowded today. I guess that's okay. I just want to share this with you and tell my story. So, and I thank all of you well-wishers out there. I couldn't believe how many emails, messages, phone calls had come through, and I love you all for that. Oh, look at that little snowman that you did. Thank you. I'm assuming all the prayers worked, because like I said, as soon as the doctor was done with me, I was done in that operating room. I wanted to go home, and I felt great. I literally felt great right after he was done. So I was very happy about that, because a couple of heart attacks back, it took about 15 days for me to convalesce, to get back to some sort of normalcy. It was tough, but this was instantaneous. I was ready to rock and roll as soon as I got done there. So, Miss Marie's sucking down her chicken salad croissant, And I'm eating this molded piece of meat. Like I said, not moldy, molded. It was make-believe meat. Pretty much a lot of stuff you're getting at the fast food places right now. And I said, I don't want this. I want something. So we proceeded to, after she got done eating, I untangled myself. I didn't unwire myself. And I told the nurses, I'm going to go for a walk. And of course, they didn't really approve, but they can't stop me. You know what I'm saying? They go, well, you just got done. I said, yeah. But I got things to do. And my search was on for food, real food. You know, whatever they have isn't going to kill me. You would hope that you're in a hospital. You're not going to eat something that's going to kill you. But that crap that I was eating sure made me feel like I was going to die. So I get untangled, and it's a pole. You've seen it, a pole with wheels. It's like 6 wheels on it, and all these machines are on it. You saw it in the video. If you want to reference it, go back to that video I did. You'll see all the machines they had hooked to me. And it was, and everything read well. I was watching, and they kept good tabs on me. If they saw anything that looked unusual, they were on it, lickety split. There were a couple of hiccups here and there, but it was not because of the heart. And let me add this: I have always had, since I'm assuming sometime after I hit 40 years old. Oh, look how cute you are, and the dog. Yes, little one. Yes, aren't you spoiled? You got your little pink thing. This is the cutest little dog here. Oh, what's her name?
We call it
Squirrel. Oh, she knows that name. Hi, Squirrely. Beautiful. So anyway, after I get out, I start wandering around. I said, well, let's go over there. You know, Miss Marie goes, what's down there? And she was playing coy, which Miss Marie does. She goes, I wonder what's down there. I wonder if they had, and this is what gave it away and made me laugh. You know, she always makes me laugh, because I wonder if they have chicken salad down there. I'm going, okay. She says, I wonder if they have cake and cookies and things like that. I go, okay. So we walk into the cafeteria, and my word, my beard, they had one heck of a killer cafeteria. This is at Fort Sanders. And they, you walk in, they have a full cafeteria restaurant where they're cooking. There's people, they're all dressed in their uniforms, and they're cooking. And you could get hamburgers, chicken, pulled pork, anything you can find at your local tourist trap. You get there, and it's half the price. You heard me, half the price. Hamburgers were, if I'm not mistaken, $3 to $4, complete, dragged through the garden with everything you wanted, everything on it. Pulled pork was $5. Chicken croissants were $4 or $5. They had everything there, everything. And you could look at all the people going by as I'm telling you my story, because I want to get this out, because so many people have been saying, hey, how you doing? I appreciate that, but just figured I'll do a video and tell you what's going on. So I forgot, I got a chicken croissant sandwich. I really wanted one really bad. And I got a little thing of milk. And I got a cookie too. They're homemade cookies. They make their own bread there. They make everything there. And of course, you know, they cook everything fresh right there to order. And I was impressed. They had everything that you'd want there. So if you get a chance and you're in Knoxville, go to Fort Sanders. It's on the ground level. And they have a cafeteria open to the public. Open, you don't have to be a hospital patient or anything. You walk right in from the ground floor, go right into the cafeteria, and it's a very, very nice restaurant-y cafeteria. Not cheesy, not, it didn't look like some hospitals make you feel uncomfortable. Very comfortable. Nice seating, nice decor, the whole thing. They had fresh soups. They had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can go down at any time during the day. And breakfast, the full breakfast thing, a full English breakfast type of thing. And lunch, they had all your lunch stuff, and dinner, they had all your dinner stuff at half the price of any restaurant you're going to go to. You're looking to save money? Go to a hospital. You know, what's the worst that can happen? If you get sick, you're already in a hospital. right? You beat the Christmas rush, right? And you'll meet Helga. I'm a stranger in your country, and she might give you a shave. Oh, goodness gracious. So after I had my croissant sandwich, I was a happy, happy camper. Very, very happy camper. And and from that point on, I ate from the cafeteria, even though they kept asking me for food. I think the last day, I wasn't really thinking, and the lady said, "What are you going to have for breakfast?" And I said, "What do you have?" And it was eggs and a make-believe sausage. It looked like a Tootsie Roll with grease on it. So you let your imagination make it look in your head what you think that looks like. A Tootsie Roll that had grease on it. And I think I took a bite just to see if I was going to die or not. And I said, no, 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 let's go to the cafeteria. Let's go to, and that was open all the time. The cafeteria was 24/7. You can go down there anytime and get food. Now, they're not cooking all night. After dinner, they stop cooking, but they have food that they made for dinner wrapped up or in styrofoam with a clear top on it, so you can say, gee, that looks good, that chicken looks good, or the pulled pork looks good, or whatever, and you can buy it right there. And the best part was the price was amazingly cheap. So I'm trying to like lead you down the road of savings, because you know I'm all about savings. It's not how much you have, it's how much you keep. And just go to your, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you all day long, but I know that from when I was in Florida, I think it was called Florida Hospital, um, they had a unbelievable cafeteria. They people would line up in the morning to get their fresh baked bread, muffins, bagels. They made everything down there, stuff you can't find anywhere else, and it was a fraction of the price. They made the best food, and this place obviously does the same thing. So maybe if you're a bargain hunter, maybe you should go to a hospital and see what their cafeteria looks like. Doesn't that make sense? Just check it out. What do you got to lose? If I'm not right, go to another hospital and check it out and say, you guys got a cafeteria down here? Go take a look. You may be pleasantly surprised at what you find. And, you know, if you got a family, that'd be a great way to save some bucks, wouldn't it? So then after days of this and getting antsy, and the TV was okay. It wasn't a big screen. I'm used to a big screen. I'm spoiled. I'm used to a big screen TV, so I had to lay in this bed and watch this little TV, which is minimal channels. You know, there's not much to really watch. They want you to convalesce, and I wanted oh, I was going to say a cup of coffee, and that was the worst thing that they did have there, which I would love to talk to them about. That is, their coffee sucked. It absolutely sucked. It They had fresh brewed there, but it was terrible, terrible coffee. Lowest grade of Colombian coffee that you could have. The lowest grade of Colombian. So I was hankering for a real cup. You know how I am. I like my beans ground every day, fresh, fresh, fresh. And so I was not happy about that. So on the day that I left, the first thing I did, as soon as I got to the car, I got a fresh cup of coffee, amongst other things. But I had to have my fresh cup of coffee, my cup of joe, and it was like a donkey ride to heaven. It was just so refreshing and welcoming. 4 days without real coffee. Could you imagine that? 4 days? That alone would give me a heart attack. There's a good crowd here today. It's not great. And I guess Monday we have a holiday, so we'll see what happens. But there isn't a heck of a lot of people in town. But I want to share this with you and share my story. And once again, thank all the people that well-wished myself and Miss Marie. And she was wonderful. She stayed by my side the whole time. She never complains. And she was happy as a lark when she found that cafeteria. She, believe me, she ran that card. You know, I said, here's the card. go do, and she goes, oh, I got to go for a walk. And when she says I know exactly where she's going, I could have left the room like 10 seconds after her, and I would have found her downstairs in the cafeteria looking at all the cool food. Fort Sanders in Knoxville. You can't miss it. It's a 105-year-old hospital. It has great history behind it. And as you walk in the building, they give you the whole history of Fort Sanders. It's a great place. So I suggest you check it out. Check out that cafeteria or restaurant. I'd rather call it a restaurant because it just felt more like a restaurant than a cafeteria. People are happy, smiling faces. It's Gatlinburg, you know. People, when you come here, you can't help but be happy. So I'm back home, and the next day I was out and about when I got home. We were out shopping, doing errands and stuff, and I felt fantastic. Now, Miss Marie's on her heart healthy kick diet for me, which I thank her for, and I love her very much for that. You know, she really worries about me. And it's not that we eat bad, because we don't. You know how I am. We're very conscious about what goes down our gullet. And that's maybe a little a caveat for you guys. Watch what you put down your face, okay? Because you can end up in a hospital, and I'm not going to guarantee you that you're going to walk out of there. You know, there's case in point. You know, you could walk in and have a heart attack, and you may not walk out. You may be taken out in a body bag. So watch what you're eating. Be conscious of what type of foods. Ask what's in the food. Stop buying fast food. This is my opinion, of course. I don't want anybody coming at me with a lawsuit. We don't eat fast food. Just don't eat it, okay? It's not good for you. It's not healthy. And eat more healthy foods. Eat, as they've told me for years, eat closer to the ground. Fresh stuff, greens, fresh vegetables. And when we went shopping, we went to our favorite grocery stores. We either go to Publix or Kroger. I'm always watching the numbers on everything that I buy now, the fruits and vegetables. Don't buy, if it's got 4 on it or an 8, don't go near it, especially if it's got an 8. If it's got 8, don't eat it, all right? That means it's got pesticides and it's genetically modified. The 4s are pesticides, and they also can be modified genetically. Everything has that new eye peel on it. Have you seen that? And it's so cute. It looks eye peel. Eye peel is a pesticide wax that they coat everything with now. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is. That's what they coat it with. You away from that stuff. If you can eat fresh food, sorry for that. If you can eat fresher food, eat fresher food. Go to your local, if you have them, co-ops in your town. Co-ops where they have fresh food from farms that are in your local area. At least you know what you're getting. You know, you can ask them, what do you fertilize here? What type of pesticides do you use? Because you don't want some of the stuff in the grocery stores. You want to stand clear of some of that crap at the grocery stores. It's not good for you. The number that you need to buy if you're buying fruits and vegetables begins with a 9. And that's almost always organic. And I know you go, oh, but we're on a budget. Listen to me. Listen to me, Sparky. If you're eating foods that have all these pesticides and crap in them, you're going to wind up in a hospital. And what few dollars you were saving, that you thought you were saving, you're going to wind up spending, giving it back to the hospital. You don't want pesticides in your body. All right? Just pay the extra buck. Don't be a cheapskate. Don't be stingy with your body. Don't be stingy with your heart. Don't be stingy with your brain. Always give it the best you can. It's the only one you got. Can't replace it. And you might be able to if somebody wants to give you their heart, but that's rare and far and few in between. So my suggestion would be get the organic, but also read, because I found some of the organic fruits and vegetables had that waxy eye peel on that. And you want to stand clear of those. Just stand clear of them. So I'm back at home. I'm feeling great. I want to thank you for all the well-wishing. You guys are wonderful. And if you like these videos, especially this one, and you want more information about the heart attack, go to the earlier videos. I put 2 of them up. And thank you. Thank you for joining us on Vacation Station TV, your virtual getaway. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. So I appreciate that. Thank you for joining me today. And I will see you very, very soon. Have a great